Alright guys, so today, I'm sure you guys all know that Diddler has gotten arrested, finally. I don't know how they let him be free for that long, but he finally got indicted on Monday, and he just had his arraignment. So let's go over his arraignment with you guys. Yeah, this man is in deep. Before we get into it, let's go over the results of his arraignment. Pretty much, this dude got no bond because he's a threat to society. He even offered $50 million in property for a bail. Like, that's just crazy. And then they declined it and gave him no bail. He's going to be staying there. It looks like it's over for Diddy, for all those Diddy fans out there. Probably shouldn't be a fan no more. Let's just get right into it now.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers.
And this just shows all the ugliness that goes on in Hollywood. Like, I'm sure there's a lot more that goes on than just this, but like, look how long he's been doing this shit. It's just now finally coming out. And like, there's so many people have been discovered as pedophiles in fucking LA that are of power. So, you know this shit be going on hella behind the scenes that none of us knows about.
Caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB.
That shit crazy.
Which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media. Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee. As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses. Now, Combs did not do this all on his own. As I mentioned, Combs has been charged with RICO conspiracy. He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way. Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff.
Yep. So who else about to go down for this shit? We about to be seeing all this shit.
The indictment
next.
alleges that those individuals facilitated the freak-offs. They booked the hotel rooms and stocked them with the supplies, including drugs, baby oil, personal lubricant, extra linens, and lighting. When the hotel rooms got damaged, they helped clean it up. They arranged for victims and commercial sex workers to travel for the freak-offs, and they delivered large quantities of cash to Combs to pay for the commercial sex workers. The indictment also alleges that they helped Combs cover up his crimes. During the March 2016 incident at the LA hotel that I mentioned earlier, a member of the hotel security staff intervened, and Combs attempted to bribe the staff member with a stack of cash to make sure that what happened was kept quiet. And as the indictment alleges, in late 2023, after public allegations were made about Combs' crimes, he and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent, including by making phone calls to witnesses and victims and giving them a false narrative of what they had experienced. And as alleged, Combs used others to help conceal his abuse by monitoring and preventing victims from leaving a location in order to hide their injuries,
not
or by
be looking over your shoulder,
and contacting the victim who had attempted to flee. As part of this investigation, in March of this year, special agents from HSI executed search warrants at Combs' residences in Miami and Los Angeles. They also executed a warrant for Combs' electronic devices. During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contain images and videos.
Yeah, and with those magazines are all legal. The 50 rounds, you're only allowed to have 10. I don't know exactly where this happened, but in New York and in California, and he's getting charged in the state of New York in literally one of the most prestigious courts. Literally, that's probably the best court system. The court system you would want to go against the least, because they've got a 95% conviction rate, and they even have a special unit just for sex trafficking that is going against Diddy. And you know, with how long they've been waiting to arrest him, you know they were getting his case together. And with the 2 raids, I can't remember if this talks about evidence or not that they got, but they got so much stuff in the raids, and they got all the videos from I think 7 years of him using to blackmail people and all this shit, and they got all of it. They got both of his laptops, all that shit. That boy is done. He's gonna get what he deserves.
With multiple victims. And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles.
1,000 bottles? What the fuck are you doing with 1,000 bottles?
Recovered during the searches.
What do you need all that baby oil for?
As you can see here, this is a drum magazine, large capacity.
If this happened in New York, where he's getting charged at,
I mentioned as well, you recovered.
Those are just more felonies stacking on top of a fucking
This is a close-up shot of one of
they're really trying to cut down on human trafficking.
Here, the serial number has been thoroughly defaced.
See, they just made 150 arrests, 2 on human trafficking charges in Miami. They're really trying to lock down on that shit, which is what they need to do.
Another picture of more ammunition and parts of 2 AR-15s right there. Now, I want to be clear about 2 things. First, this office is determined to investigate and prosecute anyone who engages in sex trafficking, no matter how powerful or wealthy or famous you may be. No one should doubt our commitment on that. A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and
he was handed the key
in the Southern
Is that
District
like a
of New York.
universal key for New York City? He can unlock any door?
We are not done.
What?
This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly. Anyone with information can call
All right, so now this dude is just
1-877-4
talking
HSI.
about getting motherfuckers rat. So I think we'll wrap it up there. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think the Diddler is done. down below. I think he's going to be out of here for a while. I mean, for life. Let's be real. He's getting life charges put against him, especially with the human trafficking and shit. And the RICO charge. That's a big one. That's a real big one. But I'm sure this case is not going to be quick either, so we're going to stay updated with this Diddler case. But I just thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe down below and be on the lookout for more videos. I'm going to see you guys next time.